In this video, I am going to show you how to create an event management website with WordPress. And this is the exact website we'll be creating in this very tutorial. Apart from the home page, we also have other boring pages like About page. And this is how the About page looks like, as simple as that. We also have the Services page. And this is how the Services page will look like. So I'll be showing you how you can add these various services. And finally, we have the contact page, which is linked to this button. With the contact page, users of your website will be able to get in touch with you easily. Another most important page is the events page. Now if I click on it, here I'll be able to see all the events I have on my website. From here, users can search by category, organizer, city, start date, end date, or they can even go ahead and search by typing the name of the event. So if I were to type get together, you see that I have a perfect match. I'll go ahead and click on it, and this is how a single event page looks like. Perfect. Here it will display the title of the event. Going down, there's a big image for the event, that is the featured image. In here you see the event date, event time, as well as the event location. We also have some description for the event. Next is event timelines, which I'll be showing you how to add. With this, your potential participants will have a clue as to what they are coming to meet at the event. Now if I scroll up, at the right hand side you see total seats, which is set to 150. And looking at it, 145 is being left. It means that 5 tickets have been booked. The event is organized by Dikupages web, and this is the address of the venue. Next is event schedule details. Next, we have the share buttons, which users can use in order to share the events on these various social media platforms. Next, we have speakers for the events, and I'll be showing you how you can add speakers onto your event. Finally, we have a calendar. Now if I scroll down to the bottom, before I talk about register now, we have frequently asked questions. And the first one right here says who can attend. If users click on it, they will get to know who can attend this particular event. Awesome. Now let's see how users can book events. Under register now, we have ticket type, which is set to adults and children, where adult is being described as those who are above 12 years and children are being described as those who are under the age of 12 years. So it means that with this particular event, participants can come with their family. So let's assume I am a client and I want to take part in this event. I'll go ahead and buy the ticket for adults, and I'll set it to 2 because I'll be attending with my wife. And the amount for the ticket for adult is set to 100 Ghana cedis. I'll be showing you how you can set your very own currency. So total for the 2 adults is set to 200 Ghana cedis. We have 1 child, so I'll add 1, which is set to 50 Ghana cedis, and the total will be 250 Ghana cedis. So in total, I'll be ordering 3 tickets. All is set. I click on register for this event, and it will redirect me to the checkout page. From here, I enter in my billing details. So I've already entered it. Next, I go over to the order details. So these are the various information I've selected. Going down, at the moment my payment gateway is set to cash on delivery, and you are free to add any payment gateway you want, provided it is supported by WooCommerce. This means that we'll be using WooCommerce to accept payment from our customers. So all is set. I go ahead and click on place order. Thank you, your order has been received. And here we have the order number, the date on which the order was placed, my email address, the total amount, and then the payment method. Going down, we have the order details as well as billing information. Awesome. Now there are 2 ways you can give the receipt to your clients. You can allow them to use their order numbers as their receipt number, and this order number here is unique to every single customer who will be buying the tickets from your website. So if your client comes with this, you will be able to determine that this order number is set for 2 adults and then 1 child. If you also have physical tickets, you can deliver them to your client. Whichever one you want to pick will depend upon your business model. So as a customer, I will receive a message with regards to this order, and the owner of the website will also receive a message with regards to the order. Now let me take you through how you can fulfill the order when they begin to come in. So if I go to the back end of the website, then I hover on WooCommerce, click on orders. I have the latest order here, which is on top. I just click on it to open it up. Right here you see the order details, which is at the moment set to processing. Going down, you see the title of the event, the particular tickets which are being bought, and here you see that it is set to 2 adults and 1 child. So if you are going to be offering cash on delivery, you need to take the receipts to the client, and that is where you accept your payment from the client upon delivery. Let's assume I'm using an automated payment gateway. All what I need to do is go over to status, drop down the arrow, and I change the status from processing to completed. Then I go ahead and click on update. And with this, we have fulfilled the order, and the client will receive a new message with regards to the fulfillment of this order. This is what you are expected to get by the end of this tutorial. So by the end of this tutorial, you will have a fully customizable event management website that you can use to start generating income for your business. To make this event management website, we are going to use only free resources. And what I mean by free resources is that we are going to use free theme as well as free plugins in order to develop this website. The only thing you need to pay for is a domain name and a web hosting, which is a standard for every website. So if you like what you have seen so far and want to get started with your event management website, then keep watching. Hello guys, this is Swadik here at Dikupages Web, where I do web tutorials just like this one. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. That said, let's jump into the video. To make any kind of website, you need to get a domain name and a web hosting, which is a standard for every website. Now, what is a domain name? A domain name is simply the address of your website. For instance, your businessname.com, google.com, or facebook.com. Mine is dikupages.com. So if users want to find my website, all what they need to do is enter my domain name in their web browsers. So if you also want your website to be found on the internet, you need to get a domain name. After getting your domain name, the next thing you need to get is a web hosting. A web hosting is a server where all the resources of our website will be stored so that users of our website will have access to them wherever they are. Now, to get your very own custom domain name and web hosting, go over to your browser and enter dikupages.com/Asura. Hit enter, and this brings me to Asura Hosting. With Asura Hosting, you get affordable web hosting services where you'll be provided with 99.9% uptime, NVMe SSD storage, free SSL certificate, and many more. So from here, I click on web hosting. Going down, these are the various packages you get with Asura Hosting. And choosing any of these plans will depend upon the kind of website you want to create. If you are just starting out, you can go ahead and use the starter plan, and you can always upgrade later on. So for this website, I'm going to go ahead and use the starter plan. So I scroll down and click on order now. And I choose a domain. You can register a new domain or transfer your domain from another registrar. That is, if you already have a domain registered somewhere, you can transfer it to Asura Hosting, or you can use your existing domain and update your name servers. For now, I'm going to go ahead and register a new domain. So I select register a new domain. Under search domain, I search for the domain I want to register. Take note, this domain name you are going to register now should be unique to you. If a particular domain is already registered, you cannot register it for the second time. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I enter Dikupages, which is my website, and I'll leave the extension as .com, and I click on check. You see that dikupages.com is unavailable simply because this particular domain is already registered. So you need to choose a custom domain name for your business. So what I do is I get rid of this and I go ahead and enter the domain I want to register. Dikupages Web. Next is domain extension. I drop down the arrow and choose from this list any domain extension I want to use. I would recommend you use .com if you are creating a business website. So I choose .com. Now I go ahead and click on check. Alright, Dikupagesweb.com is available and I can register it for $9.99. I click on continue. In here are the various features I'll get under the starter plan, which is $12 per year. Going down, I can choose a billing cycle. At the moment, annually is selected. I can choose 2 years or 3 years. If you choose 2 or 3 years, you save 16%, but I want to use annually for now. Going down, I don't want to use any of these services. I click on continue. With Asura hosting, you get free DNS management, so I select it. I'm not going to choose IP protection. However, if you want to protect your ID, you can go ahead and choose this so that you pay $3.99 per year. I don't want to make extra payment. I'll also choose free email forwarding. Then I go ahead and click on continue. So now the starter plan is $12 per year and the domain registration is $9.99 per year, which gives a total of $21.99 per year. Going down, you can go ahead and choose the currency you want to use. I'll leave it at USD. If you have a promo code, you can enter it in here. I don't have any. If you already have an account with Asura Hosting, you can use existing customer login. At the moment, I don't have, so I select create a new account. And in here, I go ahead and enter my personal information, billing address, and then my password. Going down to payment method, in here, you can go ahead and choose the particular payment method you want to use. You can either pay with PayPal, direct credit or debit card, or Bitcoin. For this, I'm going to go ahead and use direct credit or debit card. And in here, I enter my card number, expiry date, and then CVV number. So I'll go ahead and enter all these details and click on checkout and meet you on the next page. Alright, I've made the payment and it has redirected me to my client area, and this is the domain we've just registered. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and check my email, since Asura Hosting will be sending me my login details to my email. Now Asura Hosting will be sending you a bunch of messages and you should be looking for Asura hosting account information. This is the email where you find the login details to your cPanel account. So going down to control panel login information, I have my account username, account password, and then server login URL. So all what I need to do is go ahead and open this in a new tab. So I highlight it, right click, open link in a new tab. Next, I copy the username. Then I go ahead and paste it in here. I go back. Then I grab the password. Then I go ahead and paste it in here. Then I click on sign in. And this brings us to our direct admin cPanel. And that's it on how you can get a domain name and a web hosting from Asura Hosting. Now that we've gotten our domain name and web hosting, the next thing we want to do is create a professional email address. You will need to have an email coming from your domain name, and I'll show you how you can do that right now. So to create our email, just hover on this 4 dots icon right here, then you click on Email Manager. From here, click on Email Accounts. And right here, you see a list of all the email addresses you have on your web hosting. So to create a new one, just go ahead and click on Create Account. And the first field is username. This is where you want to enter the username of your email address. So you can choose to use info@yourdomainname.com, support@yourdomainname.com, whichever username you want to use. The choice is yours. For this demonstration, I'll use admin, and then I already have the @mydomainname.com, so you don't need to add that. Next is password field. This is where you want to choose a password for your email address. So I enter in my password. Next, you can set an email quota for your email address. At the moment, it is set to 50 megabytes. You can also check this box to choose maximum. For this demonstration, I'm going to make it 100 megabytes. Then I go ahead and click on Create Account. And my account is created successfully. I exit out of here. From here, you can click on this arrow icon, which will open in a new tab and it will take you to your email inbox. At the moment, you see that the inbox is empty, and this interface is literally similar to any email services out there. I'll exit out of here for now, and I'll go back to my dashboard. Now that we are done with getting our domain name and web hosting, the next thing we want to do is install WordPress on our website. To do that, I go over to the search bar and search for Softaculous. I have Softaculous Auto Installer here. I just click on it. With Softaculous, you are just a few clicks away from installing WordPress. Right here, you see that I have WordPress. I just go ahead and click on Install. Under Choose Installation URL, you need to make sure that HTTPS is selected. Next is Choose Domain. This is where you see the domain you've just registered. For this demonstration, I'm going to use a subdomain, which is this one. In directory, you don't want to put anything there, so if you have anything, just go ahead and take it off. Going down, next we have site settings. This is where you enter the name of your website as well as the site description. I'll not be doing that here. Instead, I'll show you how you can change this after you have finished installing WordPress. Next, we have admin accounts. This is where you enter admin username, admin password, as well as admin email for your website. It should be noted that these are the details you always use in order to log into your website to edit it. So I'll go ahead and enter mine pretty quick. Alright, I've entered my details. Going down, I click on install, and WordPress will install in some few seconds, depending upon how fast your internet connection is. Alright, congratulations, the software was installed successfully. And here I'm being presented with two options, where I have the direct URL, which will take me to the front end of my website when I click on it. And then I also have the administrative URL. Upon clicking on this one, it will just take me straight onto the back end of my website, which will mean that I've just logged into my WordPress website. I'm not going to use the second one. I'll use the first one and show you how you can log into your WordPress website. So I'll go ahead and click on the first URL. And now I'm at the front end of my WordPress website. Awesome. Next, let's see how we can log into the website. To log in, just click at the end of the URL, that is after the .com. Then you provide /wp-admin. So take note, this is the link you always use if you want to log into your WordPress website. I hit enter and it will take me to the login page. Here I provide the username and then the password I selected when I was installing WordPress. I've entered my details. I go ahead and press enter. And now I'm at the back end of my WordPress website. I can exit out of here. The next thing we are going to do is do some cleaning up and also setting up our WordPress website. To do that, I click on screen options. First of all, I don't need these widgets, so I'm going to take them off by going to screen options. So I untick all these, and you see that everything is gone and it's looking cleaner now. Next, I go over to post. Upon installing WordPress, you'll be given this hello world post. We don't need that, so I click on trash. I go to the trash, then I empty it. Next, I go over to pages, and I have these two pages which we don't need, so I select all. You see that they are all selected. I go to bulk actions, move to trash, apply, and they are gone. I can also go to the trash and empty the trash. Next, I go over to appearance. Take note, appearance is where you set a theme for your website, and a theme is basically the design and layout of your website. At the moment, if I go to the front end of my website, I right click on the name of my website, open link in a new tab. At the moment, this is the look and feel of my website. You see that it's very plain and boring. Now, if I go back to the back end, I can choose any of these themes as my default theme. At the moment, take note, I'm using the 2023 theme. So assuming I want to use 2021, I just hover on it, then I click on activate. And you will notice that 2021 is now the active theme. If I go to the front end and refresh, you see the look and feel of my website has changed. Awesome. So going back, Since this theme is the active theme, it means that I don't need these two themes anymore. So I go ahead and take them off. Upon hover, I click on theme details, delete, OK. Theme details, delete, OK. And they are gone. Unfortunately, we cannot delete this theme simply because we need an existing theme to work with. And I'll be showing you how we can install the theme we want to use on our website later on in the tutorial. Next, I go over to plugins. Here we have these two plugins which are not even activated. I select all, bulk actions, delete, apply, OK, and they are gone. Next, I go over to settings, then I click on general. Remember I said I will be showing you how you can change the name of your website as well as the site description. Well, this is where you can do that. At the moment, the site name is set to my blog. So this is where I enter the new name for my website. I enter event manager and you see the new name right here. Next, the tagline, the right event platform for every business. The next important feature right here is membership. You see that we have anyone can register. This is where you want to enable this so that users will be able to register on your website when they are trying to register for events. Going down, I click on save changes. Next, we go over to permalinks. Here you want to change your permalink structure from day and name to post name so that you always have clean URLs on your website. So I select post name, then I go down and click on save changes. And now we are done with the cleaning up and also setting up our WordPress website. So that's it on how we install WordPress and also do some basic setup. The next thing we want to do is install a theme for our website. Take note, a theme is the design and layout of your website. Now if I go to the front end of my website, at the moment this is how my website looks like. So this is the look and feel of my website. To change this, I go to the back end, then I hover on appearance, click on themes. Next I click on add new. In here you see a whole lot of themes you can choose from, but since we cannot use all of them at a go, we need to search for one. So I go over to the search bar, then I search for Astra. I have Astra here. Upon hover, I click on install. It is installed. I click on activate, and our new theme is installed and activated. Now if I go to the front end of my website and refresh, you will see that the look and feel of my website is changed. Awesome. Going back, since we have installed the theme we want to use, it means that we don't need this theme anymore. So I click on theme details, delete, OK, and it's gone. Now if I scroll to the top, you see that we have a notification here which says that get started with ready-made templates. So with the Astra theme, you can make a website from scratch, and you can also decide to make a website using a starter template. A starter template is something that is already being designed for you. All what you need to do is import it and customize it to fit your business brand. So for this, we need to install a plugin, and right here is where we click to install that plugin. That is the starter size plugin. If you cannot see it here, you can also hover on plugins, click on add new. Under search plugins, you search for Astra. And you see that we have starter templates, Elementor WordPress, and Beaver Builder templates. We go ahead and click on install now, and you see that here is activating. So you can either decide to install it from here or here. The plugin is installed and activated, and it will take us straight to where we select a page builder for our website. Right here we are being presented with 3 different page builders. We have the block editor, that is the built-in page editor for WordPress. We have Elementor as well as Beaver. For this demonstration, I am going to use Elementor. Elementor by far is the most popular WordPress page builder. From here, we'll be given a ton of templates we can choose from, and we are going to use only one of them. You can search by category. You see that we have business, local business, personal care, professionals up to the end. You can also come in here and search based on keyword. For this, I'll search for conference. Let's see what we've got. Going down, I've gotten quite a few, and this particular one is premium. It means that you need to upgrade to the pro version of the plugin. I think I like this one, so I'll just go ahead and click on it, and this is how it will look like. From here, if you have a logo for your website just like this one right here, you can upload it here. Let's assume we don't have, then we go ahead and click on skip and continue. Right here is where you choose colors and fonts for your website. Now these are the default colors as you can see on the website. If I choose this, you see that the colors on the button has changed. Maybe I choose this and you see the effect. For this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and choose this. Going down, you can also change the fonts for your website. At the moment, we are using Montserrat and then Noto Sans. Let's see how this one will come up, and that is Playfair and Source Sans Pro. This one right here is Poppins and Lato. See how it looks like. I'll just keep the default, then I go ahead and click on continue. From here, you can tell Astra a bit about yourself. I'm not going to do that. All I need to do is make sure all these are selected. Then I go ahead and click on submit and build my site. And now they are installing the required plugins. This may take some few minutes depending upon how fast your internet connection is. So I'll go ahead and pause the video and get back to you when the installation is done. Alright, congratulations, your website is ready, and it took about 1 minute 20 seconds to install. From here, I go ahead and click on view your website, which will open in a new tab. And now I have my beautiful but simple website. Awesome. So that's it on how we install a theme and also import a starter template onto our website. With the installation of our theme out of the way, the next thing we want to do is turn our website into an event management website. At the moment, it's not having any feature that we can use to manage events. So it's time for us to change our website from a basic website to an event management website. To do this, we are going to install a plugin. So I go to the back end of my website, click on dashboard, then I hover on plugins, click on add new. Under search plugins, we search for the plugin we want to use to change our website into an event management website. And this is the very plugin we are going to use, Event Manager and Ticket Selling plugin for WooCommerce. So what I do is I just copy it and take notice of the URL is wordpress.org/plugins/mage-eventpress, or you can simply just go and type the complete name. So going back, I paste it in here and I'll be giving the plugin right here. Make sure it is coming from Made People Team. I click on install now. It is installed, I activate. And here we'll be required to install WooCommerce since it's a WooCommerce supported plugin. And WooCommerce is the plugin that will enable us send events and tickets to our clients. So I click on install and activate now. I can exit out of here. And this will take us to the WooCommerce setup. I can skip this for now. In here, I choose my location. I am from Ghana and Northern to be precise. I click on go to my store. And it will take us back to our dashboard. At the side menu, you see that we have events as well as WooCommerce. Now, if we hover on events, we go ahead and click on quick setup. Remember, we are not done with the setup yet. So now you see that WooCommerce is installed and activated. We click on next, and this is where you want to choose some labels for your event website. Events label is set to events. Event slack is event. When will event expire? It is set to event end time, which is what we want. Email from name is set to event manager. That is the name of our website, as you can see here. And finally, we have from email address. Here you need to make sure that you enter the professional email address we created earlier on. Now if I go over to status, I'll right click on it, open link in a new tab. You see that we have WordPress version which is active, WooCommerce install is yes, and then WooCommerce version is also indicated. But if you look at the email from name, it's not activated yet, and then from email address is also not active. So if we go back, then we go ahead and enter the professional email address we created. So mine is admin@dikupagesweb.com. Then I click on next. Then I go ahead and click on finish and save. And we are done with the setup, and it will take us to all events dashboard. Now if I go over to the status and refresh the page, you see that everything is now tick marked and we are good to go. I can exit out of here for now. So that's it on how we install our event management plugin and also doing a quick setup. Now that we are done installing our event management plugin, the next thing we want to do is add events to our website. At the moment, you see that we are under all events page, and you see some number of events which are already added by the plugin. So all these are dummy events. Let's see how we can add our own event. But before we do that, let's see what category and organizer is. So if I click on category, these are the various categories the plugin has given us, and they are the various type of events you can have on your website. So you see that we have business event, cooking events, home events, and what have you. So if I want to add a new category of event, I just click in here, then I enter the name of the new category event I want. So I can say luxury event. Then I go ahead and click on add new category, and you see that it is added. So if I try to add a new event, I'll be presented with all these events type, including the one I've just added. Now let's see organizer. Organizer is nothing but the name of the person organizing the event, and here they have set it to the name of the business that is organizing the event. If I want to add a new organizer, this is where I do that. So let me say Dikupages Web Inc. Going down, I can add my location or venue. So I can say Tamale City Hall. The street is going to be Damont Street. City is Tamale. State is Northern. Postcode is 00233. Then country is Ghana. Take note, the location details are optional, so you don't really need to enter that if you don't need it. All is set. I click on add new organizer, and it's added right here. Perfect. So now that we have our category and organizer set, let's go ahead and add our new event. To do that, I click on add new events. Here I add the title of the event. End of year get together. Next, I go ahead and enter the description of the event. Going down, we have events information. Here the first option is online or virtual events. So if the event is set to online, you can enable this. But my event is going to be a physical location, so I go ahead and toggle it off. Next is events location. Now you see that we have events details, and these are the various details you enter for the events location. If I drop down the arrow and choose organizer, the other fields will go off, and this will pick the location details from the particular organizer I'm going to select for the event. Remember when I was creating the organizer, that is Dikupages Web, I entered some location details for it. So what this means is that when you pick organizer, you don't need to enter the location details anymore. But it should be noted that before you pick organizer, you need to make sure that the particular event organizer you are going to be selecting from here should have their location details set. For this demonstration, let me show you how we can enter the events details. So I bring it back. Location is going to be Tamale City Hall. The street is going to be Salaga Road. Next is city, which is Tamale. State is Northern. Postcode 00233. And country is going to be Ghana. Perfect. Going down, in here you can decide to show Google Map or not. This is optional, so if you don't need it, you don't have to show it. I'm not going to show it. Next, I go up, then I go over to events category. So this is where you choose a category for your event. Going down, I'm going to select the one I added, that is luxury event, because this one is end of year get together. Going down, we have events organizer. I'll choose Dikupages web. It should be noted that an event can belong to more than one category as well as more than one organizer. But I'll just set everything as one for now. Going down, this is where we set a featured image for our event. So I click on set events featured image. I'll choose this image. Then I go ahead and click on set event featured image. I scroll up, then I go ahead and click on publish. And now my event is published. I can hover on view post, right click on it, open link in a new tab, and I have my event right here. So this is the title. Going down, this is the image of the event. We have the event day, which we've not set yet. Event time, we have not set that, even though it is added for us. And then event location, which is set. This is the description we entered. Now if I go up, we'll see the event organizer, that is Dikupages web, and then the event location. Now if I scroll down to the end, you see this notification: sorry, this event is expired and no longer available. And the reason is that we have not added some other details right here. We've only seen the location. So let's see how we can set the other details. So the first thing we tackle is ticket and pricing. Under ticket type, first of all, I want to enable show advanced columns. Then I go ahead and add new ticket type. Now this is an end of year get together event for a particular organization, and they want to invite their workers as well as their families. So I'm going to set the tickets based on adults and children. If the event you are creating is for a business meeting or something like that, you can decide to label your ticket as VIP, regular or standard tickets. The names of the ticket doesn't really matter, but you just have to give it a name that users can choose from. So the first one is going to be adult. You can give it a description which is optional. I've entered some short description which will indicate that this particular ticket I'm about to add is for people who are above 12 years old. Next, I enter price for the ticket. So I'll say this is $100. Take note, I'll be showing you where you can set your currency. That is under WooCommerce settings. For now, let's stick to what we have here. The capacity is going to set to maybe 50 people. You can also enter default quantity as well as reserve quantity. The default quantity is the number the buyer will see the moment they land on the events page. So if I enter maybe 2, by default, users will be able to buy 2 tickets, even though they have the opportunity to increase or decrease. I'll just leave it as empty so that it will be 0 for them to choose the number of tickets they want to buy. We also have reserve quantity. This is where a number of tickets are being reserved for a particular buyer, depending upon what you set here. I'm just going to leave everything empty. Next, I go ahead and enter sale end date. So when is the sale of the tickets going to end? I'll choose maybe Friday 15th, and the time I can enter that manually. So I say 05:00 p.m. so it will end at 5 p.m. Next, under quantity box, you need to make sure that input box is selected. And we are done with the first ticket for adult. And I'm going to add another one, so I click on add new ticket type, and this time around I enter child. And this one is going to be for those under 12 years old. The amount is going to be $50. Capacity, maybe I say 100 people. And then sale end date is going to be the same as the adults, and the time will be the same as the adults. Then I select input box under quantity box. It should be noted that you can add as many tickets as you want. Next, we go to date and time. When is the event starting? We click in here, and it's going to start on Monday on the 18th of September. The start time is going to be 8 a.m. End date is going to be on the second day, that is 19th, and the time is going to be 5:30 p.m. It should be noted that you can add more days to your event, but for now I'm going to keep only one date. Next, I go over to settings. This is where you can add an SKU number for your event. SKU number is optional, so I leave it as it is. You can choose to display end date time, and you can also choose to show available seats. I'll leave everything as they are. You can also reset booking count. I'm not going to enable this, I'll just leave it as it is. And finally, we have member only event. If this is enabled, then from here you need to select those who are eligible to apply or buy ticket for this particular event. So if you say any login user, meaning anybody that have access to log into the website will be able to buy event tickets. You can also choose administrator, editor, author, and any of the rest of the user types we have here. I'm going to disable it so that anybody can buy event tickets. We also have read text. We don't do anything here. Next, we have email text. This is where you enter some text to your clients when they buy tickets from your website. So if you want, you can manually enter the text your users will be receiving. Or if you scroll down, you see that we have some usable dynamic tags. You can go ahead and add these tags, which will pull the attendee name, event name, ticket type, event date, start time, as well as full date time. For simplicity's sake, I'll just enter these usable dynamic tags. I go ahead and paste, but it should be noted that you can enter whatever text you want. Next, we have frequently asked questions, and I'm going to go ahead and add some questions. So I click on add new FAQ. I click on expand. This way I enter the question. So the first question is, who can attend the event? Question mark. And this way I enter the answer to this question. Workers and their families, or let me say workers of Dikupages web and their families, something like that. Going down, I can add another FAQ, expand. So the next question is going to be how to attend. Then I go ahead and enter the answer right here. I'll just enter this dummy content. It should be noted that you can add as many questions as you want. I'll just leave these two for now. Going up, we go over to timeline details. This is where you enter something like an itinerary for the event. If I click on add new timeline, click on expand. The title, I enter arrival and registration or something like that. In here, you can enter time for arrival and registration, or you can just enter whatever information that is related to arrival and registration. So I can say arrival and registration time is 7 a.m. or something like that. I will add another timeline. Let's scroll down, expand it. In here, let's say maybe open prayer before the event starts, which is going to be 8 a.m. Take note, you are not limited to only entering time. You can enter whatever content you want. So in between, you can have the time the party will start, whatever activity participants will be going through can come in the middle. And finally, you can also end it by closing remarks or something like that, or closing prayer. So I'll say remarks by CEO, something like that. Maybe I will just enter some dummy content here. Going up, I click on update. Now if I go to the event page and refresh, starting from the top, we have the title, going down, the event date, the time, and then the location. This is the description of the events, and we have the event timelines. So the first one is arrival and registration, opening prayer, welcome message by director of Dikupages web, then closing remarks by director. So whoever is going to buy this ticket, they will know beforehand the event timelines. Scrolling down, so this is where they choose the tickets they want to buy. So if I'm an adult, maybe I want to buy 2 for myself and my wife, and you see that the quantity is 2 and the total is $200. Since the rate is set to $100 per ticket, let's say we have 1 child, so I click on the plus icon to add additional ticket for 1 child, which is set to $50 per ticket, and now the total is going to be $250. And finally, we have the frequently asked questions. Who should attend the event? The answer is right here, and then how to attend this event, and the answer is right here. So if all is set and I actually want to register for the event, I click on register for this event, and it will take me to the checkout page. Here you see every single detail I've selected. Now if I go back, there's one other thing we can add which is very crucial when it comes to adding events on your website. That is speakers for the events. When we're trying to add the event, you see that we didn't have anywhere we choose the speakers. So let's see how we can enable that. To do that, we go over to event settings. I'm going to go ahead and right click, open link in a new tab. In here, there are so many settings you can perform, but the primary settings will work fine for us even if we don't do anything here. So what we are going to do is go over to single event settings, and the first option we have is on and off for speaker list, and you see that it is set to no, and the description is that please select yes to display the speaker list. By default, the speaker list is disabled, so I drop down the arrow here and choose yes. Going down, I click on save changes. I can exit out of here. Now here under events, you see that we don't have speakers or speaker, but if I reload the page, you now see that we have speakers. And if I scroll down on the event editing page, you see that we have speaker information. If I click in there, going up here, I'll not be able to add any speakers. So for you to be able to do that, you need to add the speakers from here, or you can just click on this link to add your speakers, and that is what I'm going to do. I click on it. Before I start adding my speaker, I want to enable the WordPress menu right here. So I click on this 3 dots icon, then I choose full screen mode. I exit it by clicking back on it. I go ahead and add my title, and that is going to be the name of the speaker. I'll add myself. You can enter some little information about the speaker right here. Maybe I'll say CEO of Dikupages web. You can enter anything, it doesn't really matter. Next, under speaker, you can set a featured image for the speaker. So I click in here, then I go ahead and upload files, select files. I'll add this image, then I click on set featured image. Perfect. All is set. I click on publish. Publish again. Now if I go to speakers, you see a list of all the speakers you have on your website. For now, I only have 1, and you can add as many as you want. I'm going to add another one, so I click on add new speaker. John Doe. I can enter something here. CEO of ABC Limited. I add image for him. He likes riding, so I choose this, and I set featured image. I go ahead and publish again. Now if I go back to speakers, you see all the speakers. Now going back to all events, I can edit the event right here. Scrolling down, I click on speaker information, and you see that I have my speakers in there. Those I want to speak for this particular event, I go ahead and select them. So if I click this one, it means that only this speaker will be able to speak at the event. Now if I want to select more than one, what I need to do is hold down Ctrl key on the keyboard. Then I click on the rest of the speakers I want to speak for this particular event. For now, I have only 2 speakers. So I select them up, then I go ahead and update the changes. Now if I go to the event page and refresh, going up, you see that I now have speakers, and I have John Doe and Sadiq Dana. Awesome. If users want to find more information about these speakers, they can just go ahead and click on any one of them. You see that it tells me that this page doesn't exist. So what you can do is go back to the back end of your website, then you scroll to settings, click on permalinks. I'll open that in a new tab. Then you make sure you update your permalink structure to post name. Even if it's already set to post name, just go ahead and click on save changes. Now if I go back to the page and reload it, I should be able to see the details. Perfect. So it will show the image, the name of the speaker, their information, as well as all events that they are part of. Awesome. I can exit out of here and here as well. So this is how you can add events onto your website. The next thing we want to do is display the various events we have on our website so that users will be able to have access to them. At the moment, if I go to the front end of my website, there's nowhere I can have access to the events I've just created or any of the dummy ones that were already on the website. So let's see how we can add them up in the front end. Now if I go back to the back end, I go over to pages. In here you see that we have events, grid style, events list style, and then events list style with search box. These are 3 different pages you can use in order to display your events. Now if I open the first one, I'll just hover on it, right click on view, open link in a new tab. I do the same thing here, and the third one, I open it up. So let's see each one of them. So this is how the events grid style will look like. As you can see, this is the one we added, take note, and these are the dummy ones we're already having on the website. Let's see the second style. This is how it will look like. And finally the third style. This is how it will look like, and it's also having a search feature, which is kind of cool. If you have so many events listed, then users can use this search box to narrow down their search. So they can choose by category. If I choose business events, it will give me all events that are related to business. I can also select organizer, maybe cooking studio, city, York. You see that. I can take them back to default. Maybe the category is going to be luxury event, and you see that I will have only one, and that is the one we added. Awesome. So this one will come in handy if you have many events on your website. And I think I like this one, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. So let's see how we can display this in the front end of our website. To do that, I go back to pages, and this is the very page that is events list style with search box, but I don't need this title. So what I can do is I click on quick edit, and I'm going to go ahead and remove all this, and I'll just leave it as events. The slag, I take everything off, then I go ahead and update the page, and the slag will be set for me automatically. Now if I point on view, right click, open link in a new tab, you will now see a different URL. Perfect. So now I can exit from here, here, and here. So it's time to add this page as part of our menu right here. So let's see how we can do that. Here the menu is not visible. We'll fix that in a moment, don't worry. So to add this page as part of our menu, All what you need to do is be on the front end of your website, then you go ahead and click on customize. At the moment we don't have it anywhere here. Next I go to menus, and we have our menu right here. See that we have all the pages for our website. Let's go ahead and add a new item, and we are going to add the events page. Just click on it and it's added. You can rearrange it. Maybe I want to put it under home. Perfect. And you see it right here. Maybe I can equally fix the menu. I don't need projects as part of my menu, so I take it off. Now let's fix the menu link colors. So I just hover on it, then I click on this pencil icon right here. We are under general. I click on design. Going down to menu color, I'm going to change the text link color. I click on it, then I choose one of my dark colors, maybe this one. When people hover, which color do I want them to see? I choose this. Awesome. And the active one is also set to this. Perfect. All is set for now. I click on publish, then I exit out of here, and now we have our event link as part of the menu. Awesome. So that's it on how we make our event visible on the front end of our website. Now it's time to customize our website. This is where we can customize the header as well as the footer. So to do that, you make sure you are on the front end of your website, then you go ahead and click on customize. The first thing I'm going to do is add a shortcut icon right here. To do that, I click on site identity, then I select site icon. I go over to upload files, select files. I have my icon right here, but I also need this, so I'll just highlight all. I click on open, and this is the one I want to use. I select it, then I click on select. Skip cropping. It's added, and you see it right here. So this will give our website a bit of a branding. Next, let's go ahead and change the logo here. Upon hover, just click on the pencil icon here, and this is where we change our logo. Take note, this one is for the transparent header. So to change this, we just click on change image. I choose the white one, then I click on choose image. You see it right here. I do the same thing for the retina logo. Just click on change image. I choose the white one. You can also alter the size. At the moment it is set to 150 pixels. I want to make it 200 pixels. Now if I go to different page, maybe events page, you see that we see a different logo. So let's go ahead and change that as well. To change this, you can easily click on site title and logo icon right here, and it will bring you here. You see that we have the dark logo here, that is outdoor adventure. Just click on change logo, then we go ahead and select our dark one. Click on select, skip cropping, and you see it right there. Similarly, we do the same thing right here. Let's change the width to 200 pixels. Awesome. Next, let's work on this button. To do that, we click on button right here, and I want to change the button text to get in touch. The link, I'll set it to my contact page. So what I do is I go to the front end of my website. I'll open this in a new tab, then I click on contact. I'll go ahead and copy the link from here. Going back, I paste my link in here. Because of this, we don't need this link anymore, so let's take it out. To do that, I go back, then I go over to menus, main menu. I have it here. Just drop down the arrow, then we go ahead and remove it, and we are done with the header. Let's see it in action on mobile. So I click on mobile. You see that desktop is enabled. I click on mobile. This is how it will look like on mobile. You see that the logo is too small. I select it up. Going down, the width is set to 100. I will make it 150. which is much better. Let's see it on tablets. It's better on tablet as well. I go back to desktop mode, and now it's time to customize the footer. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and enter my address. So I edit this by clicking on the pencil icon. Click on got it. So I'll replace the whole of this with my own address. I can just select all at once. Alright, I've entered my address, phone number as well as email address. Next, let's customize the copyright section. So I click on the pencil icon upon hover. What I have here is okay, but if you are making the website for a client, you may want to add your own link. So I click at the end here, provide space. I enter pipe character, then I say made by. So I'm the one making a Dikupages web. I go ahead and add the link by highlighting it. Then I click on link icon. I just entered the URL of my website. I go to the gear icon right here, open link in a new tab, click on update. Perfect. And this is all the customizations I want to do. I go ahead and click on publish. Then I exit out of here. Now you see that my logo is changed. If I go to a different page, maybe events, you see that I have my dark logo right here. Going down, the address is changed as well as the copyright text. Awesome. So that's it on how we customize our website. Now that we are done customizing our website, it's time to start designing the pages of our website. And we are going to go ahead and start with the home page. So we make sure we go there, then we click on edit with Elementor. I can exit from here for now. In here, this is where we start customizing the content of our home page. And the first thing I'm going to do is change the background image here. To do that, I just hover and click on this 6 dots icon. That is edit section. From here, I go over to style. And you see that this is the image we have here. I just click on it to choose a new image. I go to upload files, select files, and this is the image I want to use. I select it, then I click on open. It is added. I click on select, and you see it right here. Next, I go ahead and change the text. I click on the first one and I change it from here. Welcome to Event Manager. Next, I edit this one by clicking on it. I select it from here and I enter your ultimate event planning partner. I'll change the HTML tag from H1 to H2. Next, I go over to style. And I'm going to go ahead and increase the size a bit to something like this. Perfect. The button, I'm going to go ahead and link it to the events page. So learn more. You can change the text if you want. I leave it as it is. The link, I go back to the back end of my website. I have the page here. Just right click on view, copy link, come back in here. Then I paste it. So now if users click on this button, it will take them to the events page. Awesome. Going down here, you can add a testimonial if you want, or if you don't need the section at all, you can just go ahead and delete it from here. I'm going to go ahead and add a testimonial. So I select it up. I have one copy to the clipboard. I'll just go ahead and paste it. Then the name, I go ahead and enter Sarah T. Perfect. And now we are done with this section. Going down, let's see how we can add some upcoming events. So what I can do is I go back to the back end of my website. Then I go over to plugins. I have the plugin here. I click on view details. Then I visit the plugin page by clicking on this link, which will open in a new tab. Scrolling down to the shortcode section. These are various shortcodes you can use or you can embed on your website. I'm looking for event carousel, and this is the shortcode we are going to use. If you want, you can see it in action. I'll open this in a new tab. Going down, this is how it looks like. Users can navigate from here and it will always show the latest events. Perfect. So let's see. I can also copy the shortcode from here. Just select it up, click on copy, going back to our Elementor editor. So now I don't need all these widgets. First of all, I take off one of the columns, right click, delete. Now go ahead and take off these widgets. Just right click on them and click on delete. Now it's empty. The next thing we want to do is come over to search widgets and search for shortcode. I have it here, drag and drop in here. Then we go ahead and paste in the shortcode we copied. If it's not showing, don't worry, it will show. Let's go ahead and update our page. Then we go ahead and preview the changes. Let's see how it will come up. So this is our header. Going down, you see our upcoming events. Awesome. And this is cool. So going back, next, let's work on this section. First of all, let's change the text here. I select it, I highlight it from here, then I enter become our partner. I select this one next, and I can change it from here. I'll just go ahead and paste this, which I've already copied to the clipboard. I'll link the button here to the contact page. I'll change the text to contact us. And here I'll enter the link to my contact page. So I can just enter contact. I'll be given the best match. I just click on it to insert the link. Awesome. Finally, let's change the background image. To do that, I click on edit section. Now go over to style. I have the image here, choose image, upload files, select files. This is the image I want to use. I select it, then I click on open. It is uploaded, I click on select. Perfect. Finally, let's work with the last section. I click on the title here and I change it to notable events in pictures. Next, I change this text by selecting it. I go ahead and paste in what I've copied to clipboard. This button, I select it and I'm going to link it to the events page. So I can just enter events. And this is the one I want to use. Take note, not the list style or the grid style, just events. Remember, we renamed the page. The button text, maybe I enter see more events, something like that. I can switch these images. To do that, I just click on this one. I click on choose image. Maybe I select this and I click on select. Similarly, if you want to change any of these images, just click on the pencil icon on that image, choose image. Then you can choose any image from your media library or you can upload the image you want to use. For this, I'll choose this and I click on select. And now we are done with the home page of our website. Let's update and we can view the changes. Going down. Perfect. And all is set. So that's it on how we design the home page of our website. Now that we are done designing the home page, the next page we want to design is the about page. Remember, we have already worked with the events page. I'm on the about page. I click on edit with Elementor. So here, instead of we are, I want to change it to about us. Next, I change the background image. So I just click on edit section. I go over to style. I choose the image from here. I'll choose the one I use on the home page. Click on select and it's added. The banner is too high for me. So what I do is go over to advanced. And the padding, you see that top is set to 230 pixels and bottom is set to 230 pixels. I'm going to set each one to 150 pixels. And it's looking better now. Next, I enter the about content of the website. Instead of our mission, I'm going to change it to who we are. And this way I enter the text. I just select it up, then I enter in my text. I don't need this widget here. I'll right click on it, then I go ahead and delete. If you want to change this image, just click on the pencil icon on it, choose image, and I'm going to use this one. Click on select. Perfect. Similarly, I go ahead and change the rest of this content. So I'll do this pretty quick and get back to you. Alright, I've entered the content right here in this column. I don't need this text. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and delete them. And I'm going to add an image here. So I drag in the image element from here. Then I choose an image. I go ahead and select this, click on select. And what I can do is I take the entire column here and put it at the left side. You see that there's a bit of a padding here. I want to change that. So I make sure I click on advanced. You see that the padding is set to 100 pixels. I make it 50. Perfect. And all is set. I go ahead and update the page. Let's preview the changes. And now we have our about page. Awesome. So that's it on how we design the about page. The next page we are going to design is the services page. So I click on it. Then I go ahead and click on edit with Elementor. First of all, I change the background image for the banner. I click on edit section, go to style, choose image, and I'll use this image. Click on select. Next I go over to advanced. Then I change the padding to 150 pixels. That is for top and bottom. Next I change this text by clicking on it. Now I go ahead and enter in my text. Going down, I will change this text. I will say check out our services below or something like that. Going down, I'm going to change this to wedding planner. I just select it, then I change the title from here, wedding planning. That is my first service, and I change the actual description from here. So I've just pasted in my text. I change the image to suit my service. I select it, then I click on choose image. I have all the images for my services here. I'll just select them up and drag and drop everything in here. I minimize this. They are all added, and the first one I select is for wedding. Click on select. So similarly, I'll go ahead and change the rest of the content, and I'll do this pretty quick and get back to you. Alright, I've just switched the content and I've added corporate events, birthday parties, and then private parties. Going down, I don't need this section, so I just go ahead and click on the X icon to take it off. All is set. I click on update. And let's preview the changes. And now we are done with the services page. And that's it on how we design the services page of our website. Now that we are done with the services page, the final page we want to customize is the contact page. And remember, we set this button to our contact page. I just go ahead and click on it. Then I click on edit with Elementor. First of all, I change the background image. I click on edit section. Then I go to style. I choose the image. And this is the image I want to use. So I'm using the same image throughout. I go to advanced. Then I change the padding for top and bottom to 150 pixels. Awesome. Going down, I'll go ahead and change the contact information. I click on the address and I change it from here. I have same address down here. I can just copy it. Why not? Going back, I click again, then I paste it in. Similarly, I do the same thing to the email and phone number. So I have the email here. Copy. enter it in here, and then finally the phone number. Copy, click in here, then paste. Awesome. If you have social media pages, this is where you can link them up by clicking on the pencil icon. If you want to enter the link for Facebook, just select it, and this is where you enter the link. I'll demonstrate by entering mine: https://facebook.com/ then I enter the name of my Facebook page. So I can say Dikupages as an example. I click back on it to collapse it. So similarly, you can do the same thing for Twitter and YouTube. If there's a social media you want to use which is not here, you can just go ahead and click on add item. For instance, LinkedIn. I choose the icon here. From here, I search for LinkedIn. I have it here, select it, insert, and it's added. Then you go ahead and enter in the link here. Perfect. Our contact form is intact, so we don't do anything here. All is set. I click on update. We can preview the changes. I exit out of here for now. And now my contact page is set. And that's it on how we design the contact page of our website. Now that we are done designing our website, the next thing we want to do is set up WooCommerce. Now if I go over to the events page and choose any of the events, maybe the first one. If I try to buy a ticket for this event, for adult I make it 2, and children is going to be 3. Then I go ahead and click on register for this event. It will redirect me to the checkout page. Going down, right here you see that I don't have any payment option to choose. So let's see how we can set up WooCommerce so that we'll be able to add a payment option. To do that, I'll go to the back end of my website. Let me exit from here. Then I go over to WooCommerce, click on settings. In here you can enter your address. So I'll just enter mine pretty quick. Maybe city is Tamale. Location is set. Going down, this is where you can change your currency. I want to change mine to Ghana cedi. So I just drop the arrow and I search for Ghana. I have Ghana here, select it, then I click on save changes. Next, I go over to payments. For this demonstration, I'm going to use cash on delivery, but you are free to use any WooCommerce payment gateway of your choice. So I go ahead and click on finish setup for cash on delivery. I enable it, then I don't do any other thing. I just go ahead and save the changes. What I can also do is go over to accounts and privacy, and I'm going to select the first 4. This one is already selected. Then I deselect the last 2 here. So allow customers to place orders without an account. Allow customers to log into an existing account during checkout. Allow customers to create an account during checkout. And finally, allow customers to create an account on the My Account page. Maybe I don't need this. I'll just leave this 3. Then I go and save the changes. And this is the basic setup we want to do for WooCommerce. Now if I go to the checkout page and refresh, going down, you see that I now have a payment gateway. So let's place the order and see how it will come up. Thank you, your order has been received. And this is the order number. So as the operator of this website, you can decide to let your clients know that the order number is going to be their receipt number. So when they come with this order number, all what you need to do is verify, and it will give you all the details the person have supplied and also the tickets they have bought. Perfect. So as an administrator, you will receive a message with regards to this order, and the client will also receive a message with regards to the order. So if I go to the back end and go over to WooCommerce, click on orders, you see that I have the order here which is still processing. I can just go ahead and click on the name of the buyer, and in here you see that the status is set to processing. You see the name of the buyer, their billing information. Going down, you see the particular event they have bought the tickets for, then 2 for adults and 3 for children. When payment is made for this order, all you need to do is go over to status and change it to completed. Then you go ahead and click on update. And now the client will receive a new message telling them that their order is being updated or is being completed. So that's it on how clients can make orders, and this is how you can also go ahead and fulfill the orders. Now we have come to the end of designing our event management website, and I hope you found a ton of value from the tutorial.